Welcome along to your deep dive into the Formula One Bahrain Grand Prix qualifying. We've got a great collection of articles here covering the build-up, the live action, post-session thoughts, all thanks to some excellent reporting from F1 blogs.
That's right. And our job today is basically to pull out the key moments, the surprising results, and really piece together the story of how that qualifying session unfolded for you.
Exactly. So let's just quickly set the scene. This was qualifying for race 4 of the 2025 season. Bahrain International Circuit, Sakhir, Saturday, April 12th.
And going into it, McLaren looked really strong, didn't they? After practice, I think F1 blogs and, well, pretty much everyone pegged them as the favorites.
Yeah, they definitely had the pace. And these reports from F1 blogs give us a lot to work with: live updates, detailed analysis, driver quotes.
The full picture, how it happened and what it might mean for the race on Sunday. So you'll get a proper sense of it all.
Right, let's dive straight in then. Q1, what were the main takeaways from that first part of qualifying?
Well, the first thing that jumped out, I think, was maybe who just scraped through. You had Fernando Alonso in the AstonMartin, Carlos Sainz in the Williams.
Yeah, both the Spanish drivers made it into Q2. Alonso, P13, Sainz, P11 in that first session.
Which, considering the talk from F1 blogs about Alonso's, well, struggles with that Aston in slow corners and maybe on the straights, getting through was pretty good.
Definitely seen as a positive. And for Sainz, too, getting that Williams into Q2 consistently seems like he's settling in.
It does. But then you look at their teammates.
Oh, right. Stroll and Albon, both out in Q1.
Exactly. Lance Stroll and the other Aston, Alex Albon and the other Williams, knocked out early. It really highlights the differences, doesn't it?
It really does. Especially Albon F1 blogs noted he'd been a regular in Q3 recently. So him going out in Q1 was, well, a bit of a shock.
A definite surprise. Makes you wonder, was it set up? Just a messy lap. Who knows?
Speaking of messy laps, even Verstappen had a bit of a wobble, didn't he?
He did. Aborted his first run in Q1. Had an error. Managed to get through okay in the end, P3, but yeah, not the usual flawless start.
Shows the pressure's always on. And wasn't there that moment with Jack Doohan?
Oh, yeah. Briefly topped the timesheets in the Alpine.
Just for a moment, but still.
Hey.
Shows how unpredictable Q1 can be. F1 blog's live feed picked up on that straight away.
It did. Good moment for him. The others knocked out in Q1 were Liam Lawson in the RB, Bortolito, and Oliver Bierman in the Haas. So, yeah, quite eventful.
Okay, so heading into Q2, things got a bit more intense.
Definitely. And unfortunately punctuated by that big shunt for Esteban Ocon.
Oh, yeah, the red flag. That looked like a heavy hit for the Haas.
It did. He lost the rear, went in pretty hard. Thankfully, the reports from F1 blogs confirmed he radioed in saying he was okay. Session stopped, of course.
Always good to hear they're all right after something like that. Shows how safe the cars are now, so after the restart.
PIASTRI.
Yeah.
Just kept showing that McLaren pace. He went fastest in Q2. Really looked like he had it under control.
Living up to that favorite tag. And Sainz.
Sainz kept it going, yeah. Got himself into Q3, which was a solid job for Williams.
Good for him. What about Alonso? He made it through Q1.
Yeah, Alonso. He gave it a good go, apparently on used soft tires, but just missed out. Ended up P14, which became P13 later.
Right, because of Hülkenberg?
Exactly. Nico Hülkenberg and the other Haas had his time deleted after the session. Track limits.
Always catches someone out, those track limits.
It does. Alonso, though, F1 blogs quoted him saying he felt he'd got the maximum out of the car. Sounds like you knew that was about its limit.
Yeah, sounds like it. Experienced talking there, maybe, knowing you've extracted everything.
Pretty much. The others eliminated in Q2, along with Alonso and Hülkenberg, were Jack Doohan, after his Q1 heroics, and Isaac Hadjar.
And that Hülkenberg penalty bumped Alonso up, but also shuffled things behind, affecting Albon's final starting spot, too, didn't it?
That's right, yeah. Knock-on effects. Every position counts.
Okay, so Q3. The top 10 shootout for pole. This is where it really heats up.
Oh, absolutely. And it really delivered. The big story, of course, Oscar Piastri.
Pole position. Second one this season for McLaren.
Yep, a 1.29.841. According to F1 blogs, he was particularly strong in those final two sectors, just really hooked it up.
Fantastic lap under pressure, but the big surprise maybe was who lined up alongside him.
George Russell. P2 for Mercedes, just, 0.168 seconds off Piastri?
Incredible. Not many saw that coming, I don't think. Suggests Mercedes found something.
It really does. A very strong performance. Charles Leclerc put the Ferrari third. Solid.
Landonorris. McLaren looks so good. He looks so good.
Yeah, that was the other side of the McLaren coin, wasn't it? Norris ended up 6th, made mistakes on that crucial final lap.
Ouch. After being so quick earlier. That's gotta sting. F1 blogs certainly question the consistency under pressure there.
It does raise questions. And for the championship leader starting P6, that's not ideal for the race.
Definitely not. And Verstappen still seemed to be struggling.
Yeah, P7. Still complain about brake issues, apparently. That's pretty unusual territory for him in Red Bull recently.
Absolutely. Mechanical gremlins hitting at the worst time. Sainz, though, kept his run going.
He did. P8. Really solid for Williams. Beat his teammate, obviously, but also beat Hamilton's Ferrari and Tsunoda's Red Bull.
He must have been pleased with that. F1 blogs reported he saw it as a really positive step for the team.
You'd think so. Shows he's really getting comfortable there. The rest of the top 10 was interesting, too. Kimi Antonelli.
P4. For the rookie in the Mercedes. Wow.
Seriously impressive. Then Pierre Gasly, 5th for Alpine. Bit of a surprise, maybe. A good one for them.
Yeah, they'd take that. Then Norris 6th, Verstappen 7th, Sainz 8th.
Hamilton 9th in the second Ferrari, and Yuki Tsunoda 10th in the second Red Bull.
And wasn't there some post-session drama? An investigation?
Ah, yes. The stewards looked at the Mercedes drivers, Russell and Antonelli. Potential issue from Q2, maybe going out on the track fractionally early after the Ocon red flag.
Ooh, that could have shaken things up if they got penalties. Sainz might have moved up.
Could have, yeah.
Right.
But F1 blogs confirmed later, no further action. Stewards decided against penalties, so the grid stood.
Right. Okay, so let's wrap this up. We've gone through the qualifying session. What are the sort of key takeaways for listeners heading towards the race?
Well, I think the big thing is unpredictability, maybe. Piastri delivered on the McLaren hype, getting pole.
But Norris didn't. That drop to 6th really highlights the pressure, the tiny margins. One mistake and you're down the order.
Exactly. And then you've got Mercedes. Russell P2, Antonelli P4. Suddenly they look like real contenders for the race, don't they?
They really do. Suggests they found some genuine pace. Ferrari, well, Leclerc's P3 is strong, but Hamilton still seems to be searching a bit in Q9.
Yeah, still finding his feet with that car, perhaps. For the Spanish fans, as we said, some encouragement. Both Sainz and Alonso got out of Q1.
And Sainz carried it through to P8. Shows he's adapting well to the Williams, which is great for them.
Definitely. Alonso, well, P13 maybe isn't spectacular, but it sounds like he squeezed everything out of a difficult AstonMartin on this track.
Seems that way. And Verstappen's issues. P7 with brake problems. That can make the race very interesting, maybe not a guaranteed win for him.
Potentially opens the door, yeah. Norris has a recovery drive on his hands from P6 if he wants to protect that championship lead.
While Piastri has a golden chance from pole to maybe even take that lead.
Huge opportunity for Oscar.
Yeah.
So yeah, this qualifying has set up a potentially brilliant Bahrain Grand Prix. Lots of stories.
McLaren's strategy, Mercedes' race pace, how Verstappen manages those brakes.
Can Norris climb back? Can Sainz convert P8 into good points for Williams? Loads to watch.
And here's a final thought to chew on. Piastri's pole versus Norris's Q3 struggles. Does that subtly shift the dynamic inside McLaren even this early in the season?
Interesting question. How might that affect team strategy, driver priorities going forward? Something to definitely keep an eye on as we look ahead to the race.
Indeed. Well, thank you for joining us for this deep dive into the Bahrain qualifying. We hope that gave you a really clear, engaging picture of what went down.
Absolutely. There's always more to unpack in F1, so keep the questions coming.